one of the established parties. And let me back up to the first part of your statement, and that is that you see that there's a difference between the parties, one being conservative and the other one liberal. And those are those words that I was talking about today. I don't see any difference at all. I see a difference in the rhetoric. I see people talking like they're, quote, conservatives, but once they're elected, they don't follow up what they say, you know. We have people who've been calling themselves conservatives for many years. They vote for every collectivist scheme that comes along, every one of them. But they talk against them, you see.
In the beginning they do, that's true.
Yeah, in the beginning they do, and all they care about is that they get elected. So I don't really think that the Republican versus Democrat Party is an issue. I would say we get people who stand on the principles expressed in the creed, and they can run in any of the parties, or either of the parties. It doesn't make any difference. Ron Paul, for example, ran as a Republican, because he was closer to that group. He had been a Republican at one time. One of my best friends was Larry McDonald, Congressman Larry McDonald, the fellow that was shot down in Flight 007 some years ago. He was a Democrat, one of the best Americans you'd ever find, with a total, you talk about conservative in the old definition of the word, he was a total conservative, but today I would call him an individualist. He was totally for all the principles we're talking about here, but he was a Democrat. He came from Georgia, and right down in that section, they were all Democrats. So if you want to get elected, you're a Democrat. It doesn't really make any difference. It's what you believe. The party usually tries to dominate the candidates and mold them to support the political programs that the leadership offers. So if you're willing to play that game, you can get the support of the party, either one. But if you're going to stand against that, they'll try and squeeze you out. So if you run as a Republican or a Democrat on the principles that I've expressed here, you're going to get opposition from the Republican Party or the Democrat Party, big opposition. I guess what I'm trying to say is that there's no one answer to that question. I think each person has to run in whatever environment he thinks he has the best chance of winning and the best chance of getting popular support. I would guess probably that means one of the two major parties right now. I don't see any inherent value in running as an independent, unless there was such a revulsion against both political parties that people would be desperate to find something new. I've often thought, if I were to run for office, and believe me, I'm not intending to do that for lots of reasons, but if I were ever to run for office, I probably would come up with a slogan such as, on a third-party ticket, I would probably come up with a slogan that said, restore the two-party system, vote libertarian, or something like that. Because that's really what we're talking about. The only value of a third party would be to establish the fact that the old parties are not that much different. One of the things that's really different about Freedom Force is that although it is technically an organization, it doesn't act like an organization. People say, well, what does Freedom Force do? And they're appalled when I say, well, it doesn't do anything. Well, then what do you do it? Well, why do you have it? So the model is the Council on Foreign Relations, if you're familiar with that. These are the rulers of America. They belong to an organization called the CFR. They don't do anything as an organization. But every one of their members is extremely active at the heads of the power centers of society. So the CFR is like a directorate, an ideological directorate of a movement of people who are influential in the power centers of society. And that's what Freedom Force is aimed to become. A directorate of people who are in all of these organizations, and is already developing that way. I can't think of a single significant freedom-based organization in existence today that our members are not in, fully supporting, and in some cases in control of. And I shouldn't say in control, they're in the leadership positions. And so the idea is diversity, not bring everybody under one umbrella or one in lockstep organization, all doing the same thing, but we like the fact that everyone has a different goal, a different style, a different crusade, different lands even, in different countries. Everybody's got a different issue, but they're all together ideologically on this, the creed of freedom. And that is the greatest unifying force of all. It will tie the whole world together without requiring everybody to give up their uniqueness and come into one rigid, central organization. So thanks for asking that question. As far as a political agenda, no. but our members will become active in all kinds of political movements and political parties of their choice, and that's our political agenda, is not to have one. Yeah. Okay, Rusty, come on up and let's give away a high.
All right, we're giving away a house. Here it is. Look at this one. Arkansas City, Kansas. I never knew there was such a place. Arkansas City, Kansas. 2-story house. It's got brand new vinyl siding on the outside. Great. Sorry, it's a black and white picture. That's all we have out here.
I like it.
A great house. Arkansas City, Kansas. Comes with the house, the land. You get the whole thing. Plus, of course, all of our services that come with it, just like if you purchased a property. So the minimum value is $25,000 if we're going by what someone would pay for it, and hopefully we'll get your guys a great rent quickly, and you start to cash flow that. We'll get the people through credit repair, get them a third-party mortgage, and you can cash out. So we've had quite a few folks who bought some properties today, so they got an additional 10 tickets. Anybody want to buy any more houses? Last chance. You get in the drawing. All right.
10 more chances for the free house.
All right, so we're going to mix these up, and I'm going to give these over to Ed and let him decide. You got to get your tickets out now. Everybody got their tickets?
The suspense.
Drum roll. Y'all got a drum roll?
Okay, here it is.
Drum roll. Ready? Everybody look at their tickets. 036-4. Who's in? Raise your hand. 036-4. All right. 2. Who's still in? 036-4. 2. Nobody's in. Ready? 036-428. 036-428. Looky there. Come on up here.
Wow, you hit the jackpot.
Come on up on stage and get a picture of Mr. Griffin up there.
Here's your house.
That's awesome. Thank you, man.